Hi, welcome back to Conversations with Kanyumozi. My name is Lisa Kanyumozi Raboni. I hope you're well. We are officially back, as I said. So definitely episodes every single week are coming out on Fridays, particularly. But let's begin with today. So the feminist fact is something that I'm bringing in every single episode, every other episode. There's something interesting I'm going to bring in line with feminist knowledge, feminist theory, feminist reading, feminist articles, whatever it is, it's something new and I'm bringing it here. So for this specific week, I read about Sadat Aliyu, who's a Nigerian woman who created an app that is only accessible on Android for now, but it gives women access to be able to report rape cases. Now, I know for one that reporting rape is a very hard task. As people think let's just share your experience. But it's hard to relieve something, especially relieving that trauma in that moment. So I think this is a good idea, and obviously using technology as a way to work for women. On that, we are finally having our first guest on Conversations with Kanyumozi. Hi, babe.
Hi,
So
Kanyumozi.
the guest is Faith Mulungi.
Yes.
Tell me about yourself just a little bit.
Faith Mulungi,
Yeah.
feminist, content creator. I think I'm aspiring towards being an activist.
Okay.
And I do lots and lots of content creation and social media management.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll run a rape victims rehabilitation center.
But you're
one day.
already running it.
I am, but sometimes you just want to have something that people can see, to point and say, here it is. But yes, for now, Amani is in the works, already up and running, like you've said.
Yeah.
The dream sometimes just keeps me very uncomfortable. I just want to be able to set up centers countrywide.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does Amani do, and where did the name Amani come from?
Okay, so Amani came from the place of peace.
Okay.
Amani means peace in Swahili, and it came from my very own experience. The purpose of Amani is to just provide a safe space, that friend that you need when you have found yourself in a place where you've been sexually assaulted or raped. And so it, like I said, it came from my personal experience where my healing process took way longer. And so Amani is meant to just be that space for women, for girls, and even little boys, should they find themselves in a place where they need someone to just walk with them through the journey. So at the moment, what Amani does is it collaborates with already established house holds, like for instance Amwa, chapter 4, anyone that can readily offer help to rape victims, Rocket Health, and it's a very interesting experience. Interesting in the sense that walking the journey with these victims and then getting to see them become, better versions of themselves, but also returning home to themselves, to peace. Yeah. And it's quite challenging, but
You're moving regardless.
Yes, each day as it comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a very great thing that you're doing, and I'm very excited to see how, because I remember I got to know of you off Twitter, and when the conception of Amani was working, so now just being able to see it doing work in real time, it's just amazing. So the dream is moving steadily.
Oh yes, I need to remember that.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right. So it's Women's Month. It was Women's Day sometime this month, and there's a lot of work being done towards women emancipation, giving women places on the table, honoring women, celebrating women. All this is great. It's fantastic. It's amazing. But they are, in the community, in the feminist community, because we do work for women throughout the year. That's what we've dedicated our life to. There's a lot of feelings of, isn't this performative? So I want to just unpack that conversation right here. What are your thoughts?
When you look at the history of International Women's Day,
Yeah.
a day meant to highlight and celebrate the achievements of women, but also to push and highlight the challenges. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, it's like Christmas. But to be honest, down the road from the challenges that come, I mean, this year's theme is women in leadership, creating equitable, I've forgotten the other word, sorry,
Yeah.
but like an equitable place
And like
for
the future in COVID-19.
in
Yes.
this COVID-19 era, and choose to challenge the hashtags and all. And the artwork and the different organizations celebrating women. It's so like,
It's so surface level.
yeah, thank you. Because the word I was going to say, I was just trying to look for like a much more, polite word for like, it's all good, but then 24, I'm going to give an example of our neighbors in Kenya. 20, not even 24 hours later, and one of the breakfast shows on one of the TV stations was asking whether women are overly empowered, too empowered for the boy child.
No, it's where are you going for? It's here in Uganda. There's a certain group that hosted one of the most misogynistic former radio presenters to speak about women. And I was like, so there are no women? Even on this one day, there are no women?
Exactly. So I think that the essence is good. But for as long as we are pandering towards the male gaze, male validation, and when we look at the posts, the strong women, the queens. So what happens if I'm not a queen?
Yeah. What happens if I'm just a person?
What happens if the only thing I quote in quotes bring onto the table is my existence as a woman, and aren't I worthy of being celebrated? You look at suddenly companies are parading the unsung heroes. Can we address why they are unsung?
Yes.
Why are we doing this every year? So for me, it's the whole, oh yeah, the holiday is here. Let's also show that there is a woman out there, and then kicking them back to the curb. Not addressing things like workplaces having spaces for breastfeeding mothers, workplaces having policies that do not discriminate against women that are expecting. I mean, they call us mothers, right? Our mothers, our sisters, mothers of the nations. We are organizations not being very firm about addressing sexual harassment. I recently was dealing with a case where I had to push it to another organization that has a bit more experience, where this lady's boss is sitting on her allowances and on a trip that would propel her career, way to the next level, only because he wanted to sleep with her. This is the boss, and the HR is gaslighting her. And I'm pretty sure on Women's Day, that organization had artwork celebrating the women. So, and then also, can we look at the fact that the women that are celebrated are women that tick the boxes that are friendly to the patriarchy,
that are empowered. Not feminist.
Not empowered. First, chill. Empowered, but even in that, not too much. Yeah, not too much to threaten the boy child. Yeah. And sometimes a boy child is 30 years old, 35. Yeah. So it's all good. I mean, maybe the UN meant well, because we get to see women being profiled, but it's not enough. Yeah. We need more than just being profiled. Like your hand claps for me don't do anything for me.
If I'm still returning back to
if I'm going to walk on the roadside, Kampala Road, and a man is going to pull my hand and catcall me, deal with those issues. Don't give me praise. Like I love the phrase, don't protect women, teach your sons. Don't protect your daughters, teach your sons. Yeah. So for me, it would make sense if every day... did you see the webinars though?
Guys,
did you see the webinars? I'm like, why? Even on Women's Day, we can't rest. You want us to be plugging into and having these different conversations.
And serious conversations. Guys, we take a about money.
Finally, all these forwarded Happy Women's Day messages. I don't know. I get where the UN is coming from, but it's really overly performative. And it's let's get this over and done with, and so that we can go back into telling women, no, you can't cross this line unless you're this kind of woman. We don't celebrate you. So I don't see the point.
I really like that she has covered everything that was in my head that I couldn't vocalize. That's my final remarks when it comes to Women's Day and Women's Month. I feel like there's a lot of work done when it comes to place. You look for, this is when you find women with qualifications. They can now have intelligent conversations. Women are now available. Women are now able to do all these different things. But as soon as 8th March, by the time we get to 20th March, everything is back to silence.
By the time it's close of business.
By the time it's 9th March, everything goes back to normal. So what we're asking is less on the performance, more on the actual work. Actually, we wouldn't mind if we do not celebrate Women's Day if the work would, in my opinion, if the work is being done to make sure that there's a better world for women. Thank you for watching Conversations with Kanyomozi. Don't forget, Net Studios is the reason why we get to do all of this. And our home design, Hab Kampala. Bye-bye.